Hello. This lecture provides you with an introduction and a detailed overview of the mechanics of the entire Introduction to Geographic Information Sciences class. This initial lecture will cover the basics and the mechanics of the class. We'll give you an idea of where the material is on the Blackboard website and some information on how to access the various necessary software and the data that's used in class, which you can either use in the computer labs in the J.B. Hunt building or on your computer at home. And finally, we'll give you some ways to keep in touch, to inquire, ask questions. First of all, some basics. There is a set of key pieces to the class. We'll talk more about each of them later in the lecture, but in overview, the pieces are, first of all, our text, the class Blackboard site, the specific ESRI online training that we'll be using, a number of external videos, conceptual exercises, lab exercises, and a weekly satisfaction survey. Remember, there are no standard lecture sections or lab sections for this class, but we have scheduled optional multiple lab and personal help sections during each week of the semester. The schedule will be posted on the Blackboard site and will be available to provide help. The text that we have selected, Introduction to Geospatial Technologies by Bradley Shillitoe, is a brand new book, 2012. For our topic, that's important, though it unfortunately means there are very few used copies available. The reason that it is important is that the field is changing so quickly that material can become out of date. A 2- or 3-year-old book is way out of date. In addition, the author's perspective on the field, Shillitoe that is, perspective on the field, almost perfectly matches what we think is important for you to learn in an introductory class. You should have received an email from us about the text and some ways to obtain copies. It is available in both hard copy and electronic versions. You will need to get a copy in order to complete the class. Now let's take a quick look at what's on the Blackboard site. When you access the class from the list of classes available to you on Blackboard, you will be taken to the class homepage. The homepage will have key material needed for the class that particular week. Obviously, when we start, there's only 1 week that'll be available in the homepage. We'll revisit this in just a minute. General information about the class is always available on the menu to the left side of the Blackboard screen. The link course information will take you to Blackboard pages that have general information about the class, a copy of the syllabus, and other sort of basic information. The link tutorials and help documents takes you to a page with all sorts of help sheets, cheat sheets, how-to guides, and other useful material to help you perform various class tasks. Here are some examples of the tutorial and help documents. Check this page first if you are encountering a problem. Remember that we will also be online frequently and will be available during the weekly optional lab and help sessions to answer any questions and to help you with software or other class matters. And of course, clicking on My Grades will take you to the gradebook. Wherever you are, clicking on Home takes you back to the weekly content. That is what you have to do right now. Let's take a look at week 1. The first thing you'll see in each week are the objectives that we have planned for that week. This will give you a good idea of the important concepts and skills that we will be focusing on. We have designed the overall course and each week based on a comprehensive set of studies provided from a number of different sources that indicate the key skills that individuals will need for success in the geospatial field, or if they intend to use geospatial tools in other fields, such as agriculture or biology or planning and so on. Just below the objectives are a series of folders with all of the week's materials in this one place. The Readings folder has all of the required and optional readings. The Lectures folder contains a number of short videos that are like this, narrated PowerPoint presentations, or actual videos, or other content. We have completely replaced the traditional lectures with these videos. You will have the video itself, and in most instances, copies of the slides in a PDF format and a printed transcript of the audio, though the actual audio may differ slightly from the actual transcript. We expect that you may have questions as you review these, so we'll be utilizing tools like the Blackboard chat, Twitter, Google+ Hangouts, and emails to answer your questions as quickly as we can. Again, there are no scheduled lecture or lab sessions for the online version of this class. However, as we've said, we've scheduled a number of help sessions during each week to provide you with personal assistance, and we will be available in these sessions to answer any questions. Another section of the week's material will be external videos. Some of these will be required, and some of these will be optional. Note that if an external video is required, questions about it may appear in the quizzes and on exams. While that also means optional videos will not be tested on, we still strongly recommend you invest some time in them. We've tried to pick out ones that are entertaining and informative. These early sections provide content for you to consume. The next section, deliverables, is where you will be able to actively participate and provide us feedback and classwork. The deliverables will vary week by week, but will usually include a weekly quiz, concept exercises, and one or more weekly lab exercises. Each week, there will be a weekly quiz. The quiz will cover all of the required content, which includes the text, any additional required readings, the class lectures, and any required external videos. The quiz is in Blackboard and will consist of short answer, fill in the blank, multiple choice, matching, and some essays. You can take the quiz whenever you like, or actually wherever you like, during the window for each week. Material is available from about Thursday midnight of the week before the week of the material through Saturday midnight of the week the material is required. You can take it twice, and your best score will be the one that gets recorded. You can start and stop and take as long as you like. While taking the quiz, feel free to refer to the readings, lectures, and any other materials. They are all open book. Each week, there will also be one or more concept exercises. These are small exercises that are designed to cement a key concept from the reading or the lectures. Sometimes the deliverables will be a short answer, while other times you may be asked to create a PDF or take a screen capture of some work that you've been doing with some software. You will usually be provided a worksheet to help you complete the exercise. Each week, we will also ask you to complete a satisfaction survey. Completing the satisfaction survey is required, but it is not graded in any way. In it, we ask you to provide us feedback on the class components and any suggestions, pro or con, you might have to improve the class. We use these to constantly improve the class. In addition to answering 5 questions that require a simple strongly agree, strongly disagree, so on type of answer, there is also an option for you to provide written feedback on areas that were not effective, problems that you encountered, or things that were particularly valuable in this particular week. We really do use these comments to continually revise and, we hope, improve the class. In addition to the previous materials we talked about, most weeks will also have one or more weekly lab exercises. These will typically involve a variety of computer software performing some activity, and in some instances, responding to a quiz is necessary on those activities, or in other instances, you might submit a PDF of results or take some similar kind of action. These weekly labs are usually, but not always, based on the labs that are provided at the end of each chapter in the text. These can all, with one exception which we'll mention, be completed either using the computers in the geospatial computing labs in the J.B. Hunt building or on your own computer. The exception is the GPS class. If you're an on-campus student, you must complete the lab using the GPS systems on campus. Off-campus students have an off-campus version of the GPS lab. For the first few weeks of the class, we will also have an additional set of deliverables that are part of the ESRI or ESRI online class, Learning ArcGIS Desktop. An important part of any geospatial technology class is learning to use the various software and hardware components that are an important part of the field. A key software for anyone going forward in the geospatial arena is ArcGIS. ArcGIS is by no means the only geographic information system software out there, but it is far and away the most popular. At least that's true here in the United States, though it's not true in other countries. So learning the functions of ArcGIS is an important part of this class. We will be using the online training that's provided from ESRI for the course. ESRI has a tremendous amount of online content. Some of it's for free, some of it you need to pay a fee. As part of their university licensing program, students at the University of Arkansas have free access to a large number of the four fee classes. In other words, you'd normally have to pay for them, but because you're enrolled in the university covers the overall fee costs. In the first day of class, you will be given the key code that will allow you to access each of the various required courses at that particular time. And as we go through the class, more key codes will be issued. There are detailed instructions on how to access the class ESRI labs in the tutorial and help documents section of the Blackboard website. You will have to log into training.esri.com. That's their website for their training. There you will create your own login. You only do this once. It need not be your U of A login. It's up to you to define it. And you will then enter the appropriate key code that we've provided you. This is a complicated, 20-digit and character sequence. You will then be entered into the Learning ArcGIS Desktop class. The class has 8 modules, and at the end of each module, there's a short quiz from ESRI. You must get at least 8 out of 10 questions correct to pass. And if you do, when you finish, you'll receive a certificate of completion for that module. You will make a screen capture or print out that certificate and upload it to Blackboard to receive credit in this class for completion of that module, along with possibly other deliverables that may be requested for that module. At the end of all 8 modules, you will be issued a formal certificate of completion from ESRI. Be sure to hold on to this document. It will be valuable. These are used as important job measurements. There are many other ESRI classes. If you see some you think might be valuable, let us know, and if we have them as part of the university program, we'll be happy to issue you a key to access it. Throughout the class, there will also be multiple opportunities to take extra credit units. Some of these will be short ESRI online training classes, and there will be content from other sources as well. These are optional for all undergraduates. Again, optional for all undergraduates, but as an undergraduate, if you complete them satisfactorily, you will acquire extra credit. The extra credit will be added to whatever your semester total is at the end of the class. It is possible to acquire enough points through the extra credit system that some people may not need to take the final exam, so it's worth considering doing all of them. Note that most, not all, but most extra credit units for the undergraduates are required for graduate students. We will specifically designate these extra credit units that are not required for graduate students, but unless you see that they are not required and you're a graduate student, just expect that they are required. This lecture should give you a clear sense of what we'll be covering in the class. You should visit the Blackboard sections that we've gone over to get a good feel for what's there. You may also wish to look at the class syllabus and the class calendar, also on the Blackboard website. The home page is the key page, as it will have whatever is required for that particular week all in one place. Remember that there are both optional and extra credit units. You're really encouraged to take those extra credit units. They cover a great deal of useful material. Good luck, and we hope you have a really terrific class. Thanks for being a part of it.